After more than 2 years behind bars receiving treatment for his mental illness, 23-year-old David Rodenbarger is sentenced to 80 years for the murders of his half-sister and mother. Rodenbarger pleaded guilty but mentally ill to 2 counts of murder and 1 count of criminal confinement earlier this month. As News 18's Holly Campbell explains, the prosecutor says he hopes this case sparks a change in public policy.
At just 23 years old, David Rodenbarger enters the White County Courthouse to hear his sentence for murdering his half-sister and mother more than 2 years ago.
He's artistic, talented, just a horrible tragedy.
A tragedy felt most by those who remember 6-year-old Jillian and 41-year-old Michelle Haskins as loving, caring people. During his sentencing, a family member took the stand and told Rodenbarger that he could have done anything in life if he would have just taken his medicine.
It's a case in which mental health played a devastating role in it, and so traditionally you find some sense of malevolence. There wasn't any here. It's just a mental health issue that got way out of control.
I see this as a complete failure in the mental health system, not only in this community, but around this country. We saw a case in Tippecanoe County, the Cody Cousins. We see our case. We were in touch quite extensively with the prosecutors, the state's attorney in Texas who tried the American Sniper case.
White County prosecutor Bob Guy says Jillian and Michelle weren't the only ones affected by the failed system.
This case is a real eye-opener for me on a personal level to see that not only were the victims in this case, Jillian and Shelley, let down by the system, David Scott Rodenbarger was let down by the system as well.
Rodenbarger was diagnosed and treated for schizophrenia before the murders, but Guy says there weren't enough steps taken.
The amount of time devoted to David's mental illness was, in my opinion, inadequate.
Rodenbarger admitted he stopped taking his medication before the night he stabbed his mother and half-sister to death.
One of the chronic problems with people with schizophrenia and taking medications is you take the medications until you think that you don't need them because it helps, and then you quit or you take as you need, and it's kind of the wrong thing to do, and that was part of what was going on in David's life.
Guy says Rodenbarger tricked the system. Rodenbarger went to IU and studied psychology. He knew about his disease, and Guy says he knew what to say to a psychiatrist during their short meetings to make them believe he was following his treatment plan. Guy says it could have been prevented.
As simple as more than 15 minutes, as simple as a urine screen of David Rodenbarger that could have been taken by the healthcare providers would have confirmed that he was not on his medication.
Guy says he hopes this case sparks change in public policy. He says all too often people who are under the care or were under the care of a mental health professional commit horrific crimes.
We've got to quit being concerned about whether we spend 15 minutes with a patient because we have a schedule and be more concerned about helping them with their problem.
Now sentenced to 80 years in prison, his attorney Patrick Manahan says Rodenbarger will continue to get the treatment he needs.
It's a requirement that he gets treatment. We hope that it's effective and we hope that it's aggressive, but those are only hopes.
Rodenbarger told the court he is sorry and words can't express how he feels. Holly Campbell, News 18.